Hi and welcome to an overview of various message box in Python. Let me show you how this very simple message box works. So this one is just to show you or to ask questions. If you have any questions, this is what pops up. It has two buttons and the icon has message box icon there. There's nothing in there anyway. It's just all about message box. This will show you errors. If you have any error, just like let's assume you use an if statement, this can always pops up. You can always add that to pop up. And this just to give you more information about whatever. There. And here this gives you apps, retry or cancel. Okay, so you can always retry or you can cancel, and that is the icon, just like an exclamation mark. And this one has the same exclamation mark. It's just a warning. And finally we have one here, exits. Okay, there you can always decide not to exit or you can choose to exit. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Python development environment and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. We'll go to file, new, and let's import the following libraries. So import there. So I've just imported tkinter.messagebox. So we do need this very library. I've also imported the tkinter general message, and because I'm going to be adding date and time, so I just imported time as well. So let's click on the option and just increase this font size, make that about 14 so that you guys can see what I'm up to. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to create a class here. I'm going to call that class iMessage, or you can call it iMessenger, whatever. Let's say messenger, and come right down here, and I am going to then define my function, define underscore and initialize function, and I'm going to open up a bracket in there. I'm going to say self comma root, close that, and this self comma root is going to ask me, I'm going to use it to define the name of my app, so the app is going to be referred to as root as well. There, let's get it indented. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to add a title to it. Let's copy that self.root, paste it underneath here, and I'm going to say dot title, but this title, let's leave a space in there. Let me define one variable in here. I'm going to call that space equals that. The whole idea is I want to get my title centered. So this tutorial is not just about message box alone. There are a lot to it that you guys will learn. So this one will be title, and inside this title I'm going to include the size, the spacing that I want. I'm going to say give me about 200 multiplied by the variable that I have in here that I call space there, and I will then add that to whatever message I intend or that I want on my, just right up there. So I'm going to call it message box, or let's just say message box system there, and that is it. Close that. Now let's define our geometry. I'm going to fill up the whole screen, so I'll call that self.root, and that is going to be geometry. I'm going to make that 1300 and let's say 60 by 700. Or let's say 800 for that. Plus 0 plus 0. The plus 0 means the coordinate will start from the top left hand corner and fill up the whole screen. Now the next thing is, let me assign a background color for it. I'm going to say set.root.configure, and I'm just going to make that BG. I'm sure BG should work for this. BG is going to be powdered blue. There we go. There. Now I'm going to round up the whole process, run it, and let's see. And right there we go. Okay, I'll just run it up. So I'm going to save this. Let's save it as Messenger. And right in there, I'm just going to call it iMessenger. There we go. Save. Let's run it and see how it's going to look like. It's just oh, we're missing out column there. Run. Go. And there. So now let's add a frame. The very first frame I'm going to add is going to include the main frame. That is the main frame, and that very main frame is inside root, and the background color is powdered blue as well. We can always change that to maybe something like cadet blue. Let's say cadet blue. And let's run it and see how that's going to look like. Then we can add some more frames right inside that very one. We might not be able to see it right now, so let's come back in here. That is fine. So let's copy this and add some more frames and just change that around, or change those around. Okay, I've added some more frames. There we go, and I've changed them all around, assigned each frame to their various location, and let me just run it and you guys see what I'm talking about. Run. There we go. And this very one, I'm going to have my title in there, so let's enter the title there. Okay, I've just added a title there. That's my title, and it's called MessageBox Systems. So if I run it, this is what you guys will see there. Okay, but one other thing I want to do is I want to add two more titles there. One is going for the date, and one is going to be for the time. So let's copy that and add some space in between these so that you guys can see that there, and maybe draw a line here just to separate the frame from the title there. I'll copy this because I'm going to need it for my buttons as well. Paste that in there, come right down here, and in here I'm going to assign here, that will be 2, and this will be 1. No, that will be 0. 0, 1, 2. Maybe I should change the names, because this is going to be for, let's say, time. Yeah, let's change that to time, and this is going to be for dates. So I'm going to declare two variables. One is going to be known as time, and the other one is going to be known as date. Let's declare those variables right underneath here. So let's undo that. Come right down here. Date. Let's say dates 1, or maybe I date equals string variable, and that should be equals there, and the other one is going to be known as iTime. iTime equals that as well. And right underneath, I'm going to then say iDate and iTime I want as follows. We can copy this and just change it around. Come right underneath here, and iDate equals, let's say, dot set that will be time dot string time, and I'm then going to get it formatted. Let's say %d %m / and %y. So that should give us the date. That should give us, yeah, the date. And the other one, I'm going to just change the whole lot. I'm going to copy all of this, copy and paste it right here. And this is going to be H. This will be uppercase M for minute, and this is going to be for seconds. So let's see, we may have to rearrange that, but let's come right here. So right in here, that is for date. I'm now going to enter variable there. Let's maybe put it right here. Let's say text variable equals idate, right, and enter a comma there. And the other one is going to be text variable equals itime. Copy that, paste it here, and change this to time there. So let's run it and see if that's going to work the way we want. Now let's see what's that error. Okay, let's get that corrected for itime. Right, there is an F missing there. There we go. Now run it again, and there we go. We have dates and we have time. Okay, so this time I'm going to change it around because this is, let's come in here, the H. This should be the seconds, and make this one H. Or maybe we can even display just minute alone. Right. Oh, that's now taking the form of date. Ah, okay, I get it. Let's get rid of this backslash. That should be column and column here. Okay, run that again. I think the hour, okay, the hour should be right at the front here. That should be an H here. There. And the seconds here, we don't really need the seconds. I may end up deleting that. So run it and let's see. That's 16. 10 minutes past 4. So let's come back in here, and I'm just going to get rid of these seconds. Alright, now run. So that should only be 10 minutes past 4. There we go. That is fine, much better. Okay. Okay, and right underneath here, I'm going to enter a message box right there. There we go. That's my message box, and this message box is called Ask Question. It's on the left message box. So let's run that and see. There we go. That's the first message box. Now I'm going to copy that. Copy, and I'll paste it underneath. Copy and paste it there. This is going to be on the, so this is row, that'll be row 1. So save, run, press F5. There we go. And now let's change the back color of one of them. I'm going to change this one. Let's change the back color to, we can change this to cadet blue. And if I change this to cadet blue, that's a BG equals cadet blue. There. and I'm going to change this one to Conslake. The font on it, let's change that to Conslake. There. And let's run that. We have to change this name. Run that, let's see. There we go, Conslake. And the name on it, let's change that to, let's say, cancel, or retry and cancel. Let's come in here and change that to show retry. Okay, show ax retry or cancel. There. Right. And I'm going to repeat the same thing for the others. Let's copy again, come right down here, paste, and in the case of this will be on top, so this will be 0 and 1 here. Okay, that is going to be for the next one. There. And this will be middle frame, middle message box, middle message box, middle message box. That's the name of the frame right here. There. So let's run and see. Run. There we go. Now for this one, let's copy. That's going to be right message box. I'm going to copy all of this and we paste it right underneath here. Paste, and this is going to be for right message box. Change this one to right, and the same thing here. There. And let's run this and see how that's going to look like as well. There we go. So all they need to do is just to change these names around, and that will be all. But before that, let's increase. Let's come in here, and I'm just going to add a padding here. Let's say get it padded about maybe 20, so that we can get that centered properly. Yeah, I think maybe 22 we do. Alright, it's looking good anyway. Yeah. Okay, that is it, all done. So all I just need to do now is to change the names around, and I will get back to you guys shortly. Okay, that is how it's looking now. So let's run it so that you guys see how the buttons all look like. There we go. But nothing is happening, so we just need to add 6 various functions, or 6 different functions. And in here, let's get this one aligned properly. I'm going to make that 28 instead of 22. So let's run it now. There we go, and that is it, all in place. Okay, so the next thing we want to do now is let's put together some functions. This very one that is for show ask questions, so I'm going to put the functions right on top of the buttons. Copy and paste. So let's add the very first function, that is show ask questions. So function ask question. So I'm going to just put an S there. So we need to call the tkinter, so we're going to say tkinter.message, copy that, come right down here, paste. So we enter another dot, and it should give us a drop down. There we go, and that is going to be ask question. Let's type in A and let's look for ask question. There we go, that is it right there. So if you have any message you want to enter, you can always enter your message in there. It does take in 2 arguments. So the very first argument, I'm going to make that message box, whatever, paste, and for the question I can just enter comma I show message, I show questions, or let's say I ask question, right? I ask questions, and there, that's my very first argument, and I'm going to call that very function right in here, ask questions. So come right down here, so comma, and I'm going to enter command equals that. If I run it now, so that should be able to ask us some questions. Let's see, there we go, I ask question. Okay, so that's done. So I'm just going to copy this and use it for the others and change things around there. The next one that we have right below it, that is ask or cancel. So I'm going to come in here, press enter, and that is ask and cancel. Where is it? There we ask or cancel. Ask, okay, cancel. Yeah, this one. Yeah. Okay, it's got a retry. So I'm gonna copy all of these and paste it right here. Maybe just get rid of 1 or 2 things there. Let's make that RC. Yeah, that's fine. So that's the name of that function. Come right down here and let's change that to command equals that. All right, that's taken care of. So that one is meant to be let's say I ask, retry or cancel, or cancel there. And let's take care of the one that I'm going to use to exit out. Let's come right here and see. So we have this, we have this. You can see the various icons that we have in there. Look at this icon, it's a question mark, there's nothing in here. Let's take care of this. And the other 4 functions are now declared. Okay, this is exit, so I'm gonna come right down here. Let's copy that and just paste that right in here. Exit, comma, command equals exit, and this is show information. So let's come here, that's show information, copy all of that and come right down here, comma, command equals show information. So we have 2 more, show error message. Come right down here and look for error message. There we go, comma, command equals error message and warning. There we go, that's for warning. Copy that, warning, comma, command equals warning, and that's it. So I want to show you guys the function again before we run it. Those are the functions. It's the 6 functions that goes together with the 6 buttons. So take it from the top. Frames declared, class created, frames declared, variable for date and time, title, date, time, functions declared, and buttons created. Now run. There we go. Exit. No, we don't want to exit. Show information. You can see the icon for information. Show warning. That is an exclamation sign for show warning. Error handler. Ask, retry, or cancel. Ask questions. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this nice tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly. Please do subscribe to this channel. Have a nice day. Bye for now.